Today, we're going to talk about something that I don't know that we've ever talked about on these Wednesday Masterminds, commercial real estate. And what I can promise you is that if nothing else, if you never want to actively participate in a commercial real estate transaction, the script that our guest gives you today, if you actually use it, could create a significant amount of referral income, commission income, just by asking a simple question and then knowing where to go when you get someone that answers affirmatively. So our special guest is Coach Paul Frank. And what inspired me to ask him to come on is a presentation I saw him give recently at an event in Cabo, hosted by Brent Gove, EXP. And the text script I was scribbling down, and I haven't done a good enough job of using it every time I'm in conversation with a potential client, but I'm getting there. And it's just such a simple thing. Coach Frank has been in the commercial real estate business for many years and has experience in every bit of it, coaches and trains other commercial real estate agents, and has a great team on the commercial real estate side here at XP Realty. And one thing I forgot, I don't think I enabled for you to share screen, which it should be good to go now. So, Coach Paul, maybe if you could share a little bit more about your experience. Obviously, we're going to make good on the script that we promised, and also talk a little bit more about commercial real estate, because we may have some folks on that are actually interested in adding that or focusing in on that side of the business as well.
Yeah, hopefully they all will be here in a moment. I just closed the Canva that she sent me, and I can't find the damn thing.
If it makes you feel any better, I feel like I spent the last 45 minutes in a mad scramble to do everything. It's a hectic day here. It's my oldest son. It's senior night baseball. So I'm struggling emotionally with that too, because I can't believe we're like actually at that point with our oldest, and trying to get a whole bunch of things done so that I can be fully present for all of that this afternoon.
I know that well. As I'll talk about in a minute, I coached for 25 years, and that stuff does get emotional. I had, about 20 athletes that I graduated in 2012 that I had coached since they were, 5, 6 years old in a bunch of different sports. And boy, that's a big step.
Yeah, it's not just my son. There's 5 of the seniors that I coached from like age 8 to 15. So even though I'm not coaching them now, I still feel like a proud papa, not just to mine, but several others.
Yeah, people pointed out to me that I spent more time with a lot of those kids than their parents did.
Yeah.
For all those years.
Yeah.
Big change.
No doubt.
Okay. He's sending me this damn thing. I had it up, and when I did the update, it closed out. And
this also illustrates it's good to have good people on your team, right? That can help you in scenarios like this one for sure. While you're doing that, I'm gonna give a little plug, because I started to check it out as well. Paul has a school community. If you are interested in commercial real estate or curious about that side, and maybe want more information in school being SKOOL, which we have a school community at Leads, Listings, and Leverage is ours. But Coach has one for commercial real estate, and there's is it a 6? I think it's 6 modules, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And I found my Canva.
Okay, beautiful. Enough stalling out of me.
It's funny, Brent. I don't know how many of you go on Brent Goes deals, but Rob had the same thing yesterday, and he had me do a little song and dance.
There you go.
Speaker spoke up or showed up. Okay. Safari. Boom. How'd I do?
Perfect. Looks great.
When I do this live, I've got somebody that pokes buttons, obviously. It's pretty smarter than me. Where are y'all? You're all right here. We got a couple screens. Start off with, how many of you, by a show of hands, handle commercial real estate?
I know Shay has done some commercial transactions. I know that for sure. I'm not certain. We have a big crowd here, though, but I'm not certain if we have anyone else that have actively participated a whole lot on that side of it. But I know Shay for sure has.
Great. For those of you that did not raise your hand, that will be the last time you failed to raise your hand when that question is asked. Moving forward, Anytime somebody asks that question, your answer is going to be absolutely, we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And write that down and drill it. Absolutely. The key being my name's Paul Frank again. I'm the president, CEO of the PDF group of companies. And I'm here to talk to you about expanding your business in commercial real estate. And what I'm going to go over with you, I cannot emphasize enough. It absolutely works. I promise it has the potential to change your business and your life. We see that happen every single day. A little bit of my background. Again, I'm the president, CEO of the PDF group of companies. I've been a commercial real estate developer and broker for 40 years. I've developed hundreds of millions of square feet of real estate all over the United States, covering every product class and some international. I've also been an athlete and a coach most of my life, coached over 25 years of the youth high school and collegiate level. That's why you'll hear people refer to me as Coach or Coach Frank. It's not some title I just threw on there for marketing purposes. I've also been a business coach and mentor for nearly as long. And that overall experience has given me what Coach Dungy refers to as an uncommon perspective. And that perspective, unfortunately, has come through a lot of lessons, many of them very expensive lessons. But there's two lessons, two truths really that are vitally important to everybody on this call that I want to share with you. And the first truth is this: over my career, I discovered that there is one thing that nearly every I ever dealt with in commercial real estate at any capacity has in common. Again, there's one thing that I figured out that they all have in common, whether they're owners, syndicators, developers, tenants, business owners, they all live in a house. And by virtue of that commonality, they have something else in common that is even more important to all of you. They have a relationship with you. They have a relationship with a residential realtor. And if you think this doesn't apply to you, you are absolutely wrong. I don't care if you've been in the business for 2 days or 50 years, as we will see. Every single one of you has commercial opportunities sitting in your CRM. Now, the problem is that traditionally you all have blinders on. You are focused on that 5-4 that you're trying to find or sell for your clients, and nothing else makes the radar screen. It's as if you're looking through the scope of a rifle at that target, and you have what I refer to as peripheral deal vision. And that's my goal for all of you, is to help you take those blinders off and take advantage of the opportunities that are literally around you every single day. In fact, everybody talks about lead generation. I call this lead rep. You've already done the work. You have the leads. You just need to recognize how to find them and use them. So write this one down. CRE, commercial real estate, is not more complicated. It's just different. Despite what the egos in this business will try to convince you of, commercial real estate is not more complicated. In fact, I am confident that all of you are capable of sourcing and closing a commercial deal. I'm equally confident, actually more confident, that I would be in way more trouble trying to handle a residential deal. There is a reason that I have never sold a house in my life, but it's not necessarily because it's more complicated. It's just different. Everybody's got their lane. I've told you you are capable of doing commercial deals, but you absolutely do not want to do it on your own, even if you have figured it out in the past. And there's a whole bunch of reasons why. I'm going to focus briefly on 3, and these are very important. Number 1 is the distraction. Commercial opportunities will come to you through your core business, residential real estate, through your core relationships in residential real estate. And the minute that you covet and try to figure out how to navigate the commercial opportunity, there will be a price for that distraction. And sometimes it's absolutely devastating. Number two, CRE tools. Commercial real estate is a pay-to-play proposition. You are trying to compete and represent using the MLS or LoopNet. You are going to get your rear handed to you. You are going to get yourself in trouble. And number three, the big one, liability. Residential real estate, if you screw up, your exposure may be thousands, maybe tens of thousands of dollars. Commercial real estate is completely different. And to magnify this, the law and case assumes that everybody involved in commercial real estate is an expert or has access to experts. We don't have the disclosures that you have that protect both the client and you. When I look at that sky slope on a residential deal, there's, I don't know how much, 60 boxes for you guys to check out. Literally, I sell a $29 million deal a couple months ago. There's 5 boxes. That's all we deal with. It is such a different world. And I'm going to give you an example here, and this is really important again for you to listen to. I consulted on a legal case in Los Angeles County where a longtime, super successful Beverly Hills residential agent decided to represent one of his best clients in the leasing of a retail furniture location. So literally a box to sell couches out of. Now, this agent objectively did not know the difference between a single net, double net, triple net, modified gross, full service lease, and every iteration in between. But the lease was negotiated and signed. It was extremely complicated and long. It's what we call proprietary, meaning it was drafted by a law firm. And it was, I think, 65 pages long. And again, complicated. But remember, the law assumes that everybody engaged in commercial real estate is an expert. So this client took possession of his retail furniture location only to find out that in addition to base rent, he owed $17,250 a month for 10 years for triple net reimbursements.
That's a lot of couches.
Property tax, insurance, and common area and maintenance. That's $17,250 a month plus escalations for 120 months over a $2 million liability. And the cherry on top was, unbeknownst to him and his agent, he was also responsible for the maintenance, repair, and replacement of the roofs and HVAC. What I can tell you is that mistakes like that are career ending and life changing, especially if your ICA and your E&O, which is the case many times, don't allow you or even cover you to handle those transactions. So I've told you what you don't want to do. Before I tell you what you want to do, I want you to consider why I'm here talking to you. As I said, I'm a coach at heart. It's in my DNA to help people to a fault, as my wife will explain. I don't have anything to sell you. I don't have a QR code. I'm going to have a QR code, but I don't have a QR code to sell you some coaching program. I got nothing to sell you. Don't get me wrong. If we work together or you work with my team, that's great for everybody, but I am literally here to help you if you're willing to be helped. And through this EXP experiment, like I said, I coached for 25 years and then COVID ended it and I moved into this more real estate oriented coaching. And one of the questions that I'm asked all the time in interviews about sports and coaching and business is how I define success. And that answer has always come easy to me, especially after my dad passed away back in the 90s. I define success as how many people show up to your funeral and what they have to say, because that is a true indication of what you did with the time God gave you here and the lives that you touched. And I am confident that if some of you listen to what I have here, I'm going to make an impact on your life, and you may have something nice to say about me one day at my funeral, hopefully later than sooner. Consider that. So usually I go over the 6 steps. It takes a bit longer. That QR code, scan it. They will send you in Cabo. I did a video on the 6 steps so you can digest those steps in your own time. They are exceedingly simple, almost ridiculously simple, but I can tell you without question that they absolutely work for everybody, whether you are just licensed or been in the business forever. And I'm going to give you an example because Brent always hammers me on examples. Some of you may know Tom Daves. I don't know how many of you know who Tom Daves is. Anybody? He was
I know the name, but yeah.
Yeah, I've never sold a house in my life, so I don't and love Tom to death. But he was #1 agent on the planet for Keller Williams or Remax, one of those two, for 7 years in a row, 50 years in the business. So he was at one of my talks and sitting in the front row like the greats do, taking copious notes. And literally 2 days after that talk, he went to a listing appointment. And for the first time in his career, he asked this question after the listing was signed. Do you have any commercial real estate needs I can help you with?
Write that down.
Every single residential at every interaction, even cold calls, should be asking that question. It's like fishing where you can have 2 poles in the water and just having one and leaving the other one sitting in the boat. It's stupid. So he asked, do you have any commercial real estate needs I can help you with? Again, the first time ever in his 50-year career. And they said, Tom, actually, we're thinking about selling one of our industrial properties. Do you handle commercial real estate? To which he responded, absolutely, we do. My team and I do a bunch of CRE. And again, it's all about team speak, we, because nothing that he said is inaccurate. Anything I do, Tom and I do. Anything I've done, Tom and I have done. Why don't you give me the address and my team and I will get our thoughts together and get back to you. Within less than a month, we had that property listed and sold, and Tom got a referral fee for 24 grand. So the math on that real quick, as Tom pointed out to me, which I thought was interesting, he asked that question, which was less than 30 seconds. He connected me by text, which was less than 30 seconds. And then he filled out the referral form, which he said 120 seconds, which I don't think it took that long. So that's 180 seconds or 3 minutes. And that is equivalent to $480 an hour.
480,000 per hour.
Do what did I say? 480? 400,000
Yeah.
per hour. Yeah. And we are seeing this, and I want to juxtapose that to if Tom had tried to covet and figure out how to navigate this thing, maybe he would have gotten 100% of it. Maybe he would have gotten himself in trouble. Very likely on that one, he would have, because there were some hidden environmental issues. And we are seeing this repeated all over the place when people are exposed to the questions to ask and how many opportunities are around them every single day with the people that you know. We have another gal. I actually never even met her. She was having lunch in Texas, and the guy she was having lunch with was bemoaning all of these problems on a commercial transaction. And she said, oh my gosh, you got to call Paul Frank. He can take care of you. Again, about the same math. She recognized it, said that, connected by text, filled out a referral document. And that was, I think, about $137,000 for her recognizing that opportunity. Again, lead recognition. They're around you all over the place. So I want you I assume most of you are with EXP, but whether you are or not, you're building teams and looking at growth. This is an amazing tool for agent attraction and agent retention. I've been recruited by all the other brokerages since I moved over here. But the reality is there is no other brokerage on the planet that has commercial operation like EXP Commercial does, and commercial agents at your fingertips. Most of the other brokerages are all combination deals where everybody's a realtor. EXP is two totally separate houses in every state. And the other thing I want you guys to consider, which as of May 1st is just absolutely blown up, is co-sponsoring. Everybody thinks about this in terms of residential real estate and specialties and geographical considerations. For the last 2 years, Leo and John and Sean and Lindy, everybody has sent their commercial people to me once they have some interest, because I had my own brokerage for 35 years. I'm the poster child for not coming to this goofy experiment. So they've traditionally got me on the phone with people and I just explain my path, and there is no concern that they have that I did not have and overcame. So almost without exception, they'd all come over, except now they're fluttering around without support because that agent isn't in my organization. So I'm less invested in their long-term success, unfortunately. So with this co-sponsoring deal, I've been on the phone daily with residential agents, and now I can co-sponsor, or some other commercial agent that you may know can co-sponsor. And now they have that support moving forward. It's an absolute game changer. So what can you refer? Now I'm going to keep this really simple. Anything, anywhere. I'm licensed in about a dozen states, and I think I got about 10 more coming here shortly. As a developer and a broker in commercial, we do stuff all over the country. We do a lot of 1031 exchange work, but you can literally refer any type of commercial transaction anywhere in the United States. That also includes business opportunity. So if somebody is selling a bar, a restaurant, dental practice, you can also refer those to a business broker and get a significant commission for doing a referral fee for doing that.
Hey, Paul, can I jump in for just half a second?
Absolutely.
The very first commercial deal that I did was a bar in Utah with the alcohol license and everything coming with it. If I hadn't had teamed up with an experienced commercial agent that knew what they were doing, like you were talking about liability, I would have been absolutely lost and blown out of the water. And it was a great thing. I had a great mentor in getting started there and moving a company, a liquor license, all the leases, all the vendors, everything that comes with that can be an absolute nightmare. So what Paul's saying about getting a very good, tenured, experienced commercial agent is imperative. And like for him referring things, with us EXP being residential, we're only supposed to be able to do 5 commercial transactions a year. But that doesn't mean that you can't refer as many commercial deals as you want and get paid. So I just wanted to piggyback on that, Paul. And I think what you're telling is absolute nuggets of gold. So I just want to jump in real quick.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay.
So
Great stuff.
on that point, Jay, on 5 a year, where did you get that?
I got that from the Well, it might be out of date now, but it was from the broker when I came over because it was very important for me as I straddled both. So that's what I was told at the time. If that's changed, I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, what I would encourage everybody to do is get familiar with your ICA. I help people at Berkshire, Compass, every residential house, and I say, hey, and usually they want to team up, and I'll tell them, hey, get your ICA out and just make sure what you have in front of you. The key, again, like I said, is whether you have coverage if something goes wrong. Your ICE, and I've heard that 5-a-year deal, and it's generally up to every DNB to some degree, but your ICA most likely will state that you need to get written approval to do a commercial transaction before you engage in it.
Sorry, I should have clarified. You're absolutely right. I did need to go through that before I went there. Yes.
Yeah. Some people don't know that. And Brent, a couple years, and the biz ops, this is very important to understand. Even if you are with EXP commercial, you cannot touch a biz op in any shape or form unless you're an IBBA member, which is the International Business Brokers Association. Brent called me early on when I came over. I was in the airport in Nashville, Tennessee, and he had a agent, Michelle, that was selling a winery, I think 300 acres or something in Santa Barbara County, California. $35 million transaction. She was getting ready to close and compliance said, oh, no, you can't touch this. It's got inventory and equipment. And Brent called me panicking. I had to step in and figure out how to navigate that for him. But there's a lot of people, even on the commercial side, that will engage in business opportunities and then find out that they can't do it.
So here's the easy here's the easy button, or the better way to do this. Just generate the interested party and then refer to the appropriate party who can handle it, whether that's Paul, or if you have relationships with experienced commercial realtors or real estate agents, brokers, etc. Just use that script. And I have two slight variations. So the script, again, if you didn't get it down, do you have any commercial real estate needs? Short and sweet and direct. The two variations I would add to it would be, do you or anyone you know have any commercial real estate needs? Or who do you know that has commercial real estate needs right now? Any of those are great I envision that as a great PS in email. It could be a great text message how about this? For everyone that, you use my text scripts last week or the week before, I shared some of those. When you get someone that says not interested or not in the market, whatever, that would be a great way to end it. Hey, I totally get it. Oh, by the way, who do you know that has commercial real estate needs right now? And you'll get more no's than you'll get yeses, but one yes can be a comma worth of commission. And wouldn't that be nice? A little found money there from opportunities that are happening all around you. You just need to be the one that plants the seed and opens the conversation.
Yeah, and I can't emphasize enough. We probably nationally, when I say we, my internal team, 85% of our transactions are from people like you. And it's awesome because I assume, as most of you will confirm, your interaction with resident or commercial agents, if you've had some, has been poor. They're generally got some pretty big egos and they look at residential agents as not worthy of their time or energy. And as I said, I figured out you all those guys and gals and Marcus and Millichap, Colliers, CDRE that are cold calling, they're calling your clients every day. You just don't realize it. And we got one gal in North Carolina. We have a national account because of her, and we're doing 2,000 locations across the country. We currently have somewhere between 350 and 400 or deals in place. And her contribution to that was one joint text and a referral agreement online. And now she's just sitting back reaping the rewards.
Yeah, that's beautiful. For those that were or have been asking, Paul did put his contact information, etc., in the chat. If you're watching this after the fact, I will make sure that is in the description, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or whatever else, or just hit me up, drop a comment, shoot me a DM. I'll make sure that we get you Paul's contact information, also a link to the school community that Paul has built around expanding your business through commercial real estate. If you have questions, I froze up again, but hopefully my audio isn't froze. But if you have questions, go ahead and drop them some great comments here. Shay, especially for your business owner clients, this is a follow-up to the scripting. If you have current or past clients who are business owners, like that would be immediately who you could take that and just re-engage with them. Don't just ask that, but check in on them. And then the way you end it or leave the conversation, oh, by the way, who do you know that has any commercial real estate needs right now? Right? I mean, that would be a simple way to uncover opportunity from your existing database, especially if you have former or current clients that are business owners, because they run in similar circles, as Shay said. Celeste said, I almost didn't come to this meeting because, quote unquote, I don't do commercial any longer. What was I thinking? Glad I'm here. Amen to that. Amen to that. And it was a good reminder for me. I watched Paul a couple of weeks ago. I reached out, I scheduled this, etc. But hearing it again is like making it more concrete in my brain to just make that a default way to end conversations. Find more ways to plant that seed, because it's not interfering with the residential side, right? It's creating another different income opportunity that, as Paul said, those transactions are happening all around you. It's just a matter of, will you be the connector to get that person with the right commercial agent that can help and make it easier? And I will also echo what Paul said. Over the years, I have called commercial realtors for looking for space or exploring space for ideas that I had, etc. My brother, they've been trying to buy a new commercial building forever, and once or twice a week, they're like, what is with these people? I call and I want to buy this place, or I want to rent this place. I can't even get somebody to call me back. So when you're the one that rises above, and when you're partnered with somebody that you know is going to take great care of them, that's even better. So
Yeah, that's
James said,
and it's a truth in commercial real estate. It's bizarre, and I don't want them to change it. As long as they're jerks and don't return phone calls, the bar is set pretty low.
Yep.
I was told our team return every phone call within 30, 45 seconds, whether you have time or not. It takes no talent. You don't have to be good looking, athletic, smart. You just return it. And almost without exception, daily, my team will get somebody that says, oh my gosh, you're the first person that's called back. Got a dozen out. And as Maxwell says, this also for residential agents gets you out of the people pile. It is a differentiator, and it leads to the inference that you're even more capable because you have broader experience and a bigger team.
Yeah.
Even to the point of having something on your card about commercial real estate. There's no reason to not add that in there to fish with it.
Yeah, James said, I'm going to add that script as a message to my entire database. And for those of you, like, for example, last week I was talking a lot about a campaign I've got generating new leads, right? They're interested in new construction homes in blank area. I can just add that script later on in my smart campaign, day 15, day 25, day 30, whatever. It's a completely different conversation. And if I get 1 out of 100 that reply back yes, compounded, that maybe turns into one referred deal every quarter, or even if it's just one a year, it'll cover Christmas or something. And it could be significantly more, even maybe even cover my college tuition, because I got the first one starting soon. Although thankfully his hard work has gotten most of that paid for, but I don't think that'll be the case with all 4 of them. So that I'm gonna make my commercial real estate referrals my college fund. Pam will be pretty happy and excited about that.
Yeah, and on that script note, I've told a bunch of different teams, even when you're just checking in on existing clients that aren't cold, you're not cold calling them, but adding that in there, it's just what agents are coming up with. It's insane. One of our problems is managing the number
The flow of it. Yeah, the opportunity flow. I bet.
and
Yeah.
quality deals. Yesterday we had $3 million. We do a lot of work in the exchange space, but 3 million and $1.8 million just yesterday afternoon that came in. I may have said it, but those relationships, as we said, the commercial agents aren't big. They're not warm and fuzzy and relationship builders. It's all
Right.
transactional. You are the ones that are invited to the weddings and the baby showers and have that relationship. We don't get invited to that stuff. We're not at the same level as you guys. You guys sell them a house and they invite you to dinner and there's flowers and wine and all sorts of nice stuff. We just get stuff closed, and that's about it.
Yeah. Just, if nothing else, hopefully this gets your, I think they call it the reticular activating system going for being aware of when those conversations are happening around you, because they probably already are, and you're just not paying attention to it because you don't have an outlet for it. And then proactively creating more of those through whether it's your automated follow-ups, your personal conversations, et cetera. That's where Shay has gotten those opportunities from. Shay he's a master he is someone that is in the trenches every day talking to people. And just by weaving that in, that's where those opportunities have come, and that it's created significant additional commission income for him over the years. I don't know what the number is, but it's significant. And it's not, though Shay is special for many reasons, but he's not doing anything special other than having conversations and being strategically asking good questions to make those connections on those opportunities.
Yeah.
Paul, this was wonderful.
Two things real quick on that QR code, Dad.
Yes.
There's no paywall, no spamming, no nothing. It's just, I did that video and you'll get connected with it. I also do 2 Zoom calls every week, Wednesday and Friday at 11 a.m. PST. And I go over projects and things that I have going on right now in cases in commercial real estate, and residential agents bring questions to call as well. So you can plug into those as well if you want.
He's got nothing to sell because there's way more money in the deals. Let's face it, right? It behooves him to educate and position he and his team in such a way that why wouldn't you refer to him? Use the scripting, be aware of these opportunities. And if you're already at EXP, one of the things he didn't mention is we make it really easy, the referral part of it, like the getting paid and the tracking of it, et cetera. That's it's so easy and streamlined here. And if you're not, and you want to talk about that and maybe even explore having myself as sponsor and Paul as co-sponsor, or vice versa, whatever the case may be, just reach out to me. We can make those connections. We can have the conversation, et cetera. A couple of housekeeping items outside of the topic for today. Yesterday, Ryan and I were hopping on, going into some strategies on how you can use better technology to automatically append data to the leads that you're generating. If you missed that, it is now live on the YouTube channel, Josh Shanley Coaching. For whatever reason, the live stream didn't want to cooperate yesterday. It was probably user error from this guy. But you can check that out. We are going to we're upping the schedule a little bit on these 11 a.m. sessions. So next week, it will most likely be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Ryan will be on a fair amount, and we'll be sharing exactly what we're doing to create more opportunities. And I think what I'm going to do is one of those sessions is I'm going to use that script to get some conversations going with my existing database and document that in real time. So we'll take the theoretical and put it into practice so you all can see that there's opportunities hiding in your database. You just got to be the one that uncovers them. Paul, thanks so much. Greatly appreciate your time and sharing your story and everything that you were able to dig into there. I will, once again, just one last time, if you want to connect with Paul and you're watching this after the fact, we'll make sure that his info is in the description. If you can't find it, drop a comment, shoot me a DM. I'll get you connected. And we look forward to hearing your success stories with some commercial real estate referral opportunities.
Yeah, and I'm easy to find and happy to help. So any questions you ever have, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help for sure.
Right on. Appreciate it, Paul.
You
Thanks,
bet.
all.
Great seeing y'all. Thanks.
Take care.